Okay.
He had to learn
My
that.
bad. I didn't know that. Yeah, as much as I don't like Baker Mayfield, I mean, like it's a different level. No, and as far as Lamar, I mean, no, I don't have
Do
a
you
problem
think
with
his
that.
candidness will hurt him in the
No.
long run, in the marketability?
No, I think candidness is good. What if Lamar's got an agent? What if Lamar's got an agent that tells him, says, "Hey, look."
Okay. Well, you brought up agent. Let me
Yeah.
pose this question to you.
Yeah.
If Lamar Jackson has an agent, does anything go differently?
Well, very possible. I mean, what, as far as that post game?
Yeah,
Very possibly.
I'm listening.
The agent could say the agent's invested in Lamar Jackson. The agent could say,
Not
hey,
the team.
Hey, wait a minute. Did they not work you out right? Well, maybe you should say that. Now, maybe what if Lamar's comments and the same people who would kill him this morning, I shouldn't say kill him, but who are going at him this morning on national, wherever, on ESPN, that would say, hey, well, him not having somebody telling him what to say, that was a bad comment, would be the same people destroying him this morning if he were to have said, well, I mean, yeah, I mean, the team just, I didn't feel like the team adequately worked me out.
You've been watching too much Ballers.
Every night, every time it comes on.
That's such a baller response.
I know.
That's a baller response people don't want to acknowledge.
Yes. Just watched the second episode of the new season last night.
You want to acknowledge all the things that he's doing wrong, but you don't want to acknowledge the baller element of agents will tell you anything to remain your.
Well, yes, and if an agent says, hey, well, if you don't feel like you were worked out, then that's on the team, and you need to make that public now.
I think the team is spending more time on Joe Flacco than they are in developing me.
Or RG3. That would probably be the target. I think the target would be RG3.
Get him out of here.
Yeah. Well, no, seriously. Because I think the target would be RG3.
Or an agent might do it himself.
Absolutely could. Absolutely could leak it and say, what if Lamar had an agent that when Lamar said that, the agent come back and leaked it to the media and said, well, they are working out RG3 a little bit more than they're working out Lamar. So Lamar's liable to get hurt because Baltimore don't know. Well, now all of a sudden, now
I want to see him out there with the starters.
Yes.
Maybe he looks bad because he's in the third string.
Him with. Sure, absolutely.
Give me your number one developmental thing that Lamar needs in his life right now.
The number one developmental thing that
he
needs?
What does Lamar need in his life right now the most?
Well, as far as what? As far as on the field?
Yes.
I mean, he's just got to learn the speed of the game. And then, you just learn the speed of the game. That's it. Simple as that. It's a change.
Okay, so Texter says, no excuses, no matter what. He should have just said he is working hard and needs to get better.
Okay.
Didn't he say that?
Yeah, I think that's pretty much what he said.
Hasn't he said that every game since, like, we've watched him up close for the last 4 years.
Yeah.
Has he ever been an excuse maker?
No, I don't think last night was either. I think he was saying I need to get better.
Has he ever been an excuse maker?
No.
So many times he could have thrown the defense under the bus. He could have thrown the offense under the bus. He could have thrown the line under the bus. He could have thrown the coaches under the bus. He's never pointed one finger. He even pointed the finger at himself, saying, I got to do a better job of being ready when I get in the game.
Mm-hmm.
How in the world did we turn that into excuse? That's like your mom asking you, why'd you do that? You give them an answer, and whatever answer you give is an excuse.
Yeah.
Right?
Right.
I get the point you're making because you're only making a point.
Yeah.
Did you want a reason? Did you want an answer? If you wanted an answer, Jalen Smith.
Mm-hmm.
I fumbled that ball because I couldn't feel it in my right hand.
Yeah.
And I had the broken wrist in the cast.
Uh-huh.
So the ball was pent up against my wrist with the cast, and I was trying to get it out of my cast hand into my left hand.
Yeah.
And they were able to knock it out of my hand.
Yeah.
because I don't have any grip around my wrist.
Right.
2 people hear that thing. 1 person says, it happens.
Yeah.
I've been there.
Absolutely.
I can feel exactly what you were going through.
Yes. No. Yeah.
And
absolutely.
other guy says, I don't care. It's no excuse.
Yeah. Can't fumble. Period.
Right?
Yes.
There's the separation.
Absolutely there is.
You do that at work. You go home. You complain to your wife all day about how you couldn't help what happened.
Yeah.
Hey, I mean, the brakes were a little flat on the rig, and the rig ran into the jugs, and they all spilled.
Yeah.
The boss gonna yell at me about it.
I know.
Well, honey, you've been complaining about the brakes on the rig being soft for the last 3 months.
Right.
Yeah, but they should have fixed it.
Yeah.
Right? No. I should have warmed up a little better because I felt cold and tight. And before you know it, I was out there. I did a bad job warming up.
That's why I say I don't think there was anything there where you could really take that, because again, an agent could easily turn that into a bigger issue. For as much as they can help, they can easily turn that into a bigger issue. That with he's not here in there.
Oh yeah, I figured that.
Yeah, but an agent, for somebody like Lamar who's dealing with everything else that he's dealing with, there's moments that an agent could have turned that into an issue that he really doesn't need to be dealing with right now. And Lamar this morning, after what I've watched, he's learning the speed of the game. He's learning different things. The last thing he would need to be doing is dealing with the controversy about himself saying something where it gets turned into, well, Lamar's camp is now not happy.
And nobody's paying attention nationally to what he said in the press conference.
I found out about it this morning.
Right?
I didn't know it was said.
Nobody has said one thing.
Because Drew was talking about it.
Nobody said one thing about the reason.
I know.
The reasoning that he felt like he was inaccurate.
Nope.
Now, either you wanted to roll with the inaccurate narrative,
sure,
or you didn't.
Yeah.
Not to mention, you kind of sparked a thought. Once you start playing to the camera,
mm-hmm.
once you start selling out your emotions, selling out on your narratives,
yeah,
it's hard to go back.
Absolutely is.
So once you start saying, "Hey, Lamar, don't say this, don't say that," you're gone. Like it might be short-term beneficial, but now you start, you feel stinky.
Yeah.
You know, like you don't want like that's why if you're Lamar's mom, you're like, no.
Yeah.
No. Listen, a 12-year career versus a 6-year career. Do it my way,
mm-hmm.
or you can do it their way.
Yeah.
People on the outside, they like to say, "Oh, well, just do whatever you got to do to stay in the end." No.
Right.
Because you all agree that you still have to live another 60 years.
Absolutely.
After this football thing.
Yeah.
And I don't want to live with the last 6 years or, these 6 extra years I did by saying everything they want me to say and doing everything they want me to do just so I can get cut like anybody else at the
mm-hmm.
very end.
Yeah. It's a fragile game, man.
Speaking of controversy,
mm-hmm.
I'm glad it's not controversy.
Yeah.
I'm glad we can help it not be controversy. It's a local story we got to cover, Steve. It's a good one. It's a bad one. And it's the one we'll see.
And let's see if you'll tell the truth, too. I got a question for you in a second.
Ooh.
Second half.
That's interesting. Speaking of Lamar Jackson and telling the truth, Steve has a fascinating, I can tell by the look of his face, he's going to try to get me to acknowledge something that I probably don't want to acknowledge. Rolling along midday with Marcus Maben. 8150-93.9 is the number. It's going to be a shorter commercial break. You don't want to miss the beginning. Getting excited. 93.9 The Ville.